Once you decide to adopt cloud computing and DevOps, you realize how many tools are out there. Even flagship tools like Kubernetes are incomplete at best in their feature sets and always changing. Sometimes it feels like you have to dedicate some of the best people in your company just to making your cloud work, or just to using Kubernetes and other orchestration tools or automation tools. It's really expensive and challenging to keep up with the ever-changing ecosystem of DevOps tools. You sort of have a choice between working with vendor-specific tools which only work in their ecosystem, or working with open source tools that sometimes feel like they're always changing, always shifting, and never quite doing everything you need. At FP Complete, we've served dozens of companies and been doing DevOps since before it was even called DevOps. We're experienced with bringing together all the different tools needed to provide proper DevOps, and we've created a tool called Kube360, which integrates a lot of the most necessary features. By now you've probably discovered how difficult it is to maintain security. Even user account management and credential management is very challenging to maintain and integrate across your cloud systems. Kube360 takes care of this for you. Maintaining a quality cloud and quality automation while hitting your time to market goals can sometimes seem impossible. The higher bar that we set for the quality, security, and reliability of our engineering, it feels like that just consumes a lot of our best staff. Using Kube360, these tasks become automated, not by magic, but by automating some of the things that FP Complete has spent the past decade doing. Rather than dedicating your own top staff to managing all the different tools needed to orchestrate and automate your DevOps, you can use Kube360, which brings together a lot of the best practices that FP Complete has learned by serving dozens of companies and automating DevOps around the world. By now you've realized how complicated it is to integrate all your different cloud systems, to automate them, to orchestrate them, and to maintain credentials, authentication, and other key infrastructure systems across your cloud. Probably you're maintaining more than one system too, because you may have legacy systems, you may work on more than one cloud, or you may be preserving the option to go cross-cloud. Complexity rises very, very quickly when we introduce open source tools to the real world. Kube360 brings together the expertise that FP Complete has assembled over the past decade, doing DevOps for companies around the world. If you're like most engineering leaders, you don't want to allocate your people's time to simply rebuilding infrastructure. You wish that infrastructure were available off the shelf, but it often seems that the tools that are available aren't as good as what you need. Like most engineering leaders, you're probably highly concerned about security. One of the great challenges when rolling your own DevOps by combining various tools from various vendors or open source is the risk of introducing an unforeseen reliability or security hole. The problem with engineering risks is that they're not labeled. Most risks are risks of oversight or omission, or of a solution not handling a particular case that hasn't been seen before. By working with Kube360, you're working with practices that have been honed over the course of serving dozens of companies around the world. Rather than pay your team to spend weeks on Google figuring out as best they can what different tools do and what their strengths and weaknesses are, you can install Kube360 and have a pre-built solution that rockets your team forward in its capabilities around DevOps orchestration and automation. One of the biggest problems with open source tools for DevOps is that no tool is really complete. We put complete in our company's name, so you know how important that is to us. We believe that it's crucial for you to have tools that actually solve your problems, whether it's continuous integration, continuous deployment, user account management, security, reporting, automation, orchestration. You need tools that really do the job. Kube360 provides a layer of best practices and pre-configuration that's fully customizable on top of open source infrastructure. Our goal isn't to convince you to operate your system a certain way. Our goal is to accelerate you forward with known best practices on top of proven open source tools. As these tools evolve forward, so does Kube360, while your team can continue to focus on maintaining your own business applications. You don't have to be in the full-time DevOps infrastructure business. That's our job. DevOps has become more and more central to how we do IT. Customer complaints more and more are based on issues that actually originated not in the source code of your applications, but in DevOps, whether it's database integrity, server uptime, replication, authentication issues, software upgrades, or so on. It really feels like DevOps is a greater and greater percentage of what's slowing down companies around the world. Kube360 brings best practices and automation to a lot of the most important and common problems around DevOps so that your team can focus on moving your business forward and making your customers happy rather than having to get in the DevOps infrastructure business. By now you've probably noticed that it's very hard and expensive to hire cloud infrastructure engineers and DevOps engineers. The beauty of software is that it takes known best practices and multiplies them across every copy of that software. By incorporating best known ways to use open source DevOps tools, Kube360 moves you forward in DevOps without making you build all the solutions yourself. If you find that you're spending far too much of your time on hiring and personnel management around cloud infrastructure, security, and so on, Kube360 may lighten your load and allow you to focus on things that are more important to you and your company. I think every IT leader's nightmare is that there will be a major outage or security problem that appears unexpectedly and causes difficulty for your company and your customers. But when I say unexpectedly, I think it's a shame because we all know that we're taking risks when we don't have fully implemented security and automation and quality control around our DevOps. We all know that our companies are exposed to a certain amount of risk until we've fully implemented modern DevOps and modern DevSecOps. Kube360 provides a dramatic improvement in time to market for you, bringing you best practices in DevOps and DevSecOps immediately so that you can sleep better at night. Kubernetes is a great tool, and there are lots of great DevOps tools, but there's a need for integration and best engineering practices to be provided, not just a mix-your-own bag of tool ingredients. Kube360 is that integration and that layer. It will move your organization forward rapidly and bring you onto modern DevOps practices at minimal cost and effort to your company. Kube360 may be just the tool you've been looking for. Contact us today to arrange a demonstration and ask any questions you might have.